I am here with Diane O'Connell, and on behalf of Friends of the Rouge Board of Directors, I want to congratulate you on being selected as the recipient of a 2020 Best Friend of the Rouge Award and as the Julie Rose Frentrup Outstanding Volunteer. And just to give you a little bit of background on that particular award. So Julie was she served on our board of directors in 2008 until just weeks before her passing in 2011. And she was a brilliant individual, both intellectually and spiritually. She was courageous in her fight for the rights for others and her fight for a clean and sustainable earth. She really believed that she could make a difference, and she was right. So it's in her spirit and in her memory that we dedicated one of our Best Friend of the Rouge Awards, calling it the Julie Rose Frentrup Outstanding Volunteer Award. So each year it's presented to an individual who embodies the spirit of stewardship and passion that Julie showed in helping to carry out the mission of Friends of the Rouge in her everyday life. So I am going to share a screen right now. Hopefully you can see that there.
Oh. Here I am.
There you are with a bug net.
There's forum building.
Yeah. So Diane, we selected you for this award because of your enthusiasm for our mission and your incredible support for our programs. Your participation in our benthic monitoring program since 2003, 17 years. Then your adoption and monitoring of a sampling site with your students at Schoolcraft was just wonderful. And the work that you did to arrange for Schoolcraft College to host our annual fall bug hunts has helped us to really make this a successful long-term monitoring program. We were providing a great meeting space for volunteers. You find us volunteer student ambassadors who show up and help with setup and registration. You make sure we have great technical support with a great computer system and tech guys. And then even getting your department to cover the cost of refreshments was just so appreciated and really has helped us with the sustainability of the program. I even remember one year when you went out personally to get the donuts and the coffees and the bagels for the volunteers. So, you know, and this was your idea to host it, and your voluntary support is a major reason why we held the fall bug hunt this year despite the lack of funding, because you helped make that program sustainable. And then in addition to that, you know, you've helped us secure funding for our programs through your leadership role with the Michigan Association of Environmental Professionals. We started applying for small grants every year for REP, for monitoring, for Rouge Rescue, and even we got one this year to help fill a funding gap with our Fog and Code Survey program. So we never would have known about that if it wasn't for your involvement with them and your advocacy for us there. And then you even helped us to organize a beer tasting fundraiser at Schoolcraft's new American Harvest Brew Pub that brought us all together to have a whole lot of fun. So I just have really, really enjoyed working with you. I love going there when you host the bug hunts and talking to you about your students and your work there. And I just so appreciate your support. And this is just such a well-deserved award, and I'm honored to be the person to present it to you. So I am going to go back to, what do I do? Stop share. We are. And so I have this award here. So this is the Best Friend of the Rouge Award that we present to everybody. And it's got the water drop to symbolize the water that you're helping. And then it has your name. Can you, is that reading backwards or?
Yeah, no, it's reading fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So Julie Rose Frentrup Outstanding Volunteer Award 2019 Best Friend of the Rouge.
Oh, thank you. It's beautiful, beautiful award.
So here you go. I'm handing it to you, and we will
I'm taking it.
we will be putting it in the mail to you as soon as we can. So congratulations. I'd love to shake your hand. So fist bump, I
Yes.
guess.
Thank you. Maybe next year's meeting, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I would just say that this has been a long, productive, enjoyable relationship. We have been able to do so many things at Schoolcraft with Friends of the Rouge, and I have to also state that the college and my deans have always been supportive. So that speaks to the Friends of the Rouge and the things that you do and the way that you involve students. The deans of the sciences and the college have always been supportive when we requested meeting there in October and all the other things that you have talked about. And I just wanted to add just a little bit of background, if I could too, is you may not realize it, but we started with Friends of the Rouge in the mid to late 90s, and a lot of it's coming out of the National Wet Weather Project and Rouge Education Project. And my first attempt with getting the students involved was the Frog and Toad survey, which I remember was such an easy sell because they could sit in the cars and just listen to hear if there was. And what we did was we had someone from Friends of the Rouge bring all the topo maps, and we had a ton of cassette tapes. And the students started getting involved in that way, and they really liked it. But what I found is our timing didn't work because you wanted additional participation after the semester was over. So that's when we moved more to the bug hunts, and at first going to Bell Branch and Bicentennial Park. And then it was Cindy coming to my environmental science class that was giving us instructions on sampling. We went to the Bell Branch on campus. And I remember, you know, we're looking at it like, wow, there are so many damselflies. Why aren't we sampling here? And that's what made it so much more of a sustainable project, because we had much easier accessibility on campus. And so it permitted us to really move it into the geography classes within the time frame of the geography classes so much more. And then since 2003, and we had a service learning grant, that's when we really moved it formally as a curriculum within our Earth Systems classes and environmental classes and the environmental studies students, which you've mentioned that some of the environmental studies students actually went to Friends of the Rouge to finish their internships.
I forgot to mention that. It's awesome, the students that you send us. In fact, the one you just sent us this year, Michael Salinas, was fantastic.
And that's been such a great thing to be able to have an internship that we know there's going to be success when the students go there, and we know that they're going to be going into some things that are of interest to them, and that will also help your program, because you do want it to be a two-way street. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say this has been a wonderful partnership over many, many, many years. It's benefited the program, it's benefited the students. We've had some students who have continued to participate in bug hunts after they've done it in our class. I think we had a few that were leaders at one time. Mm-hmm. And we just want to thank the Friends of the Rouge for everything that you have done to help us provide opportunities of learning. The students could learn to be citizen volunteers, which is very important, at providing the internship opportunities. And you all never, whenever we've asked for help for having someone come and show us a technique or see what kind of bugs we really had, that you all have always been there to help with that area. So I want to thank the Friends of the Rouge also.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And best of luck to you in your retirement. And we hope to see you still being involved.
Thank you.
Thank you.